In the busy city of Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a young billionaire named Umar Bello. Everyone knew Umar. He owned many big companies, oil companies, shipping companies, and real estate businesses. People respected him. Some even feared him. But inside his big mansion, he was just a simple man who loved his wife deeply. His wife's name was Awa. Awa was beautiful, calm, and soft-spoken. She always told Umar, "My husband, even if you lose all your money, I will still stand by you." Umar would smile and reply, "And I will never stop loving you." They looked perfect together. They attended big events, gave money to charity, and traveled around the world. People admired their love story. One morning, Umar prepared for an important business trip to Port Harcourt. Awa stood at the door, adjusting his tie. "Come back to me safely," she said gently. "I always do," Umar replied with confidence. But that day was different. After finishing his meetings in Port Harcourt, Umar began his journey back to Lagos. As he drove, the sky suddenly changed. Dark clouds covered the sun. Heavy wind began to blow. Everywhere became very cloudy. Drivers could hardly see the road. Rain started pouring heavily. Umar held the steering wheel tightly. "This rain is too much," he murmured. Suddenly, a loud thunder struck. Another car from nowhere lost control. Umar tried to avoid it, but his car slipped on the wet road. Everything happened fast. The car flipped. Metal crushed. Glass shattered. Then silence. When Umar opened his eyes, he was in the hospital. Machines were beeping around him. His body felt strange. He tried to move his legs. He could not. The doctor walked in slowly, looking serious. "Umar Bello," the doctor said softly, "I am sorry." Awa stood beside the bed, holding Umar's hand tightly. "You are paralyzed." The room became quiet. "What?" Umar whispered. "You survived the accident," the doctor continued, "but your spinal cord was badly damaged." Tears rolled down Umar's face. The strong billionaire who commanded companies could not move his own legs. Awa cried loudly, "No, this cannot be." Days later, Umar was discharged home. Nurses arranged special equipment in the mansion. Wheelchairs replaced luxury cars. The once powerful man now needed help to sit, eat, and even turn in bed. At first, Awa acted like a loving wife. She fed him, she cleaned him, she spoke softly. But slowly, things began to change. Awa started going out more often. "I have meetings," she would say. Sometimes, Umar would call from his room. "Awa, please, I am hungry." "I am busy," she would shout from downstairs. Hours would pass. "Please, water," he would beg. "I said I am doing something." The love in her voice disappeared. The mansion that was once full of laughter became silent and cold. There was a young maid in the house named Amara. She was quiet but observant. She saw everything. She saw Umar waiting for food. She saw him crying silently at night. She saw Awa dressing beautifully and leaving the house without caring. One evening, Umar asked weakly, "Awa, can you help me sit outside? I need fresh air." Awa rolled her eyes. "Must I do everything? Can't you see I am tired?" But Amara quietly came forward. "Sir, let me help you," she said gently. From that day, Amara began helping him secretly, bringing food, giving him water, speaking kind words. One morning, without informing Umar, Awa packed her bags. "I am traveling to Abuja," she told Amara carelessly.
"But, madam, sir doesn't know." "I don't care." She left. That same week, Umar's old friend, Tunde, returned from abroad and heard about the accident. When Tunde saw Umar in the wheelchair, his eyes filled with shock. "Umar, why are you still in Nigeria?" he asked. "What do you mean?" Umar replied sadly. "There is advanced treatment in the United States. Why are you suffering here?" Umar looked down. "I have lost hope." Tunde leaned closer. "Don't lose hope yet. I am taking you to America." Umar looked at him in surprise. Could this be the beginning of a miracle? The next week, Umar was on a flight to the United States with his friend Tunde. It was his first time leaving Nigeria since the accident. As the plane took off, Umar looked through the window. His heart was heavy, but a small light of hope began to shine inside him. "Everything will be fine," Tunde said, patting his shoulder. When they arrived in America, the doctors ran many tests. The hospital was big and filled with advanced equipment. After careful examination, one specialist said, "Mr. Umar, your condition is serious, but it is not impossible. With surgery and therapy, you can walk again." Umar could not believe his ears. Surgery was scheduled immediately. It lasted many hours. Tunde waited outside, praying silently. Finally, the doctor came out smiling. The surgery was successful. Recovery was not easy. Umar went through months of painful therapy. He fell many times while trying to stand. Sometimes he wanted to give up. But he remembered how Awa treated him. He remembered the hunger, the loneliness, the disrespect, and that gave him strength. Step by step, Umar began to stand, then walk slowly, then walk confidently. After several months, the doctor said the words he had been waiting for: "You are fully recovered." Tears filled Umar's eyes again, but this time they were tears of joy. He decided to return to Nigeria quietly. He did not inform Awa. When Umar's plane landed in Lagos, he felt like a new man, stronger, wiser, different. As his car entered his mansion compound, the gatekeeper almost fainted. "Sir, you are walking?" Umar smiled slightly. "Yes," and say nothing. He entered the house slowly. Inside, music was playing loudly. Laughter filled the living room. Awa was sitting comfortably with some friends, drinking and chatting happily. She turned toward the staircase and froze. The glass in her hand fell and broke on the floor. "Ah, Umar?" she stammered. "Yes," he said calmly. "It's me." Her friends quickly left in embarrassment. Awa ran toward him, trying to hug him. "Oh my God, it's a miracle. I prayed every day for this." Umar stepped back. "Did you?" he asked quietly. She could not look into his eyes. At that moment, Amara walked in from the kitchen. When she saw Umar standing, tears of happiness rushed down her face. "Sir, you can walk." Umar looked at her warmly. "Yes, Amara, and thank you." Awa felt confused. Thank her for what? Umar turned to his wife slowly. "For feeding me when I was hungry, for giving me water when I was thirsty, for treating me like a human being when you treated me like a burden." The room became silent. Awa's face changed. "Umar, I was stressed. I was confused." Umar shook his head. "Love is tested in difficult times, Awa, and you failed." The next day, Umar called his lawyer. Divorce papers were prepared. Awa begged. She cried. She knelt down. But Umar's heart had changed. "You left me when I needed you the most. Now I am choosing peace." Weeks later, the divorce was finalized. News spread across Nigeria. The billionaire who survived paralysis had returned stronger. But the biggest surprise came during a small private ceremony in the mansion garden. Umar stood proudly beside Amara, the same maid who showed him kindness when he had nothing but pain. "I found true loyalty in the most unexpected place," Umar said during the ceremony. And he married Amara. As for Awa, she left the mansion quietly, realizing too late that wealth can return, health can return, but true love, once broken, may never return again. Umar learnt a powerful lesson. Not everyone who smiles with you will stand with you in the storm. And from that day, he ruled his empire, not just with power, but with wisdom.